Oh, look at that. We are actually live this week. Hello, everybody. Jeremy here, HeartlandDefenders.com. Heartland Defenders on YouTube. Let's see. Like, share, subscribe. Go to the website. Check out the Heartland shop. Check out all the information about us. If you want to know more about the group past the website, please contact one of us on Facebook, if we still have Facebooks.
Nope.
There,
I don't even. The only time I look at that shit is when I log in.
Then here's Mike and Jacob. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Oh, goodness. When Facebook doesn't say we're permanently banned and then let us have our accounts back for a day or two later, which was really weird.
Dude, that is stupid
What
weird.
kind of crap is that?
Well, and what was really weird...
But it makes perfect sense, doesn't it, though? How are they going to, if they're, how are they going to keep track of us if they cut us all off?
Right. But at the same time, though...
I will agree to that. But I was thinking it's more of like a flex. Keep running your shit and this will happen.
How
many people do you think flipped the fuck out? I know one. I know one person who lost their shit when they got logged out.
Well, but she had a business page, though.
Right.
So, I mean, that makes a huge difference.
I'm not going to disagree. And number two, she had never, ever,
Whoa.
we've talked about it before. We all three got banned from creating groups until after the election.
That was just a
We then
coincidence.
immediately got banned from commenting immediately after the election.
Yep.
And then we got released from that, and then the inauguration happened, and they just banned fucking everybody, and everybody got perma-banned or...
Well, they deleted our
Well,
account
yeah.
or disabled our account. So when I noticed what happened, it just kept telling me I couldn't access my account through my phone. Go to my computer. So I went to my computer, did the whole ordeal, found out it said, your account's been disabled. If you want, you can request a review. So I requested a review, and they went, tough shit, because you got disabled for not following community standards. So I'm like, well, great. So my account's gone forever. So then I don't know what happened. I got a notification saying something about my account. So I went to log into it, and it let me in, and my account's back. And this is after it showing Jane our entire conversations we've ever had. I got deleted out of every single line.
Oh, yeah.
But her stuff was still there.
Yeah.
You were gone.
And I'm like,
We're gone.
so they were like going to get rid of me permanently, like, you are fucked,
Does
see you
that-
goodbye.
Does that not sound like a flex?
Well,
Does
but
that not sound like
power
Facebook
trip.
flexing that this is what we can do to you?
so here's what I went and did. I went on Google Play Store, and I left a 1-star review stating, don't waste your time, because the company, all they will do is if they don't like anything you've done or said, they will ban you, they will delete you, they will do whatever. So don't waste your time making an account or even making friends or adding your friends, because all that effort and all that time, they're just going to say, nope, you can't have it if they don't like you.
Yeah.
I
did the same.
I'm seeing that all over socials. Go to Facebook and give a 1-star review to Twitter, or give a 1-star review to Facebook. Yeah,
Yep.
It doesn't fucking matter. Facebook's so entangled in phones, internet, all of it, that you can't go to a store right now and buy any phone without it coming preloaded with Facebook.
But you can remove Facebook, and what I have noticed too is
You can disable.
no, you can
remove
delete,
it
you can
remove
uninstall
it
it or not Apple
on Android.
on Android. You can uninstall
Yeah.
it from your phone.
Yep.
So-
I did it.
phone.
As soon as I restarted my phone, because I had to do that hard reset, I went right. There's somewhere not too, around the same time. I uninstalled it. You can uninstall Facebook now.
But I've also noticed a lot of companies that used to use, would you like to log in with your Facebook account as the only way to log in other than making an account with an email, have now changed it to where it's not just Facebook. It's now Twitter. It's now, there's like 5 or 6 different social medias there now, because they're realizing people are getting pissed off with Facebook and Twitter and leaving. Instagram.
Yeah. And I'm going to. I created another account that has just the people in my house.
Yep.
because it's an admin on my wife's new bakery page. And then I'm slowly, I've been deleting about 20 to 30 people off my friends list a day. And I'm once I get my list down to the people I want to know, I'm gonna download my whole account, get the link, download my whole account with my pictures.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna send messages out to people and let them know, hey, this is where I'm gonna be, and then you're gonna be here.
Right. And
I'm pretty much done. You know what? If eventually we'll figure out how to share this to MeWe and other places, but how many people follow us from Facebook anymore?
Not right. I'm not even looking. How many are watching right now? We got 8.
It's nothing against our viewership, but I don't think we get far. I don't think we get far past maybe 10 or 20 people past our main stable viewership, right, which is Heartland.
Yeah, well, we used to that was the only thing when we were on Facebook. We got a lot of views afterwards
before they took down our Facebook page for not notifying us about any, and that's the thing that chafes my ass the most. It's not like I did something and I deserve to. They have not told me anything since 2019 at all.
Well, here I'll make it even better, Jeremy. Holly didn't ever get banned. She's been on Facebook for years. Never got a strike, never got a ban, never got a you're gone against community guidelines, none of it. Never, ever, ever. She got the exact same message you got.
Yeah, and the only thing I can think of from hers is because of on her business page she mentions our name. Other than that, saying our name, that's the thing. That's it.
Her business page never went down.
Yeah.
The pictures never went down.
That's weird.
The watermarks never got blocked out or blurred. Nothing.
Weird.
So to simply think that because she's associated with us, it was the reason. I honestly believe Facebook did a flex, because it's not just us. It's not just the small circle we work with.
No, true.
It's everywhere. I mean, you can go over the last week, would you say about a week, look at all the postings people have made where it's like, oh, I thought it was just iOS. Oh, I thought it was just Android. Like, people are jumping to these conclusions that it's just iOS that logged everybody out. It's just Apple that logged everybody out. No, Facebook fucking flexed. Facebook went, look, you want to run your mouth? This is what we'll do to you. Just think about the aspect of how.
Yeah, but is that really going to stop? It hasn't stopped me.
It's not going to stop you. That's the point I'm trying. That's what I'm getting to. It's the point I'm getting to. How many people out of the masses that they did that to on that day immediately rethought everything they do on Facebook?
I'm sure most did. I mean, I'm not. You know what? I'm not even gonna. I don't know if I'm not rethinking it because of that. I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, you know what? Fine. You know what? And maybe it's pennies. I'm just pennies to them as a user for their I'm part of the revenue stream.
Yeah.
We all are. We're all part of the revenue stream.
Well, there's the other reason they let us all back in.
Oh, for sure.
I wonder it took how many days it took them to realize that. I mean, from the amount of people I saw, that, people that we've been friends with posting lists of people that have been disconnected or was disabled from Facebook that day. They had a list of people on their friends list, and there was probably, 12, 15 people that they knew? So just, if they, depending on how wide scale they did it, they lost a lot of revenue for those 2-3 days we were disabled.
Had to have. I mean, it had to affect them, because I gotta imagine that their contracts, there has to be X amount of views per day for them to make X amount of dollars, and even though we might not necessarily look at the ads on the side, they're still there, and that's the point.
Right.
Yep.
They're still being viewed. And you know what? So whether it's whether it's just pennies a day I take away from them or whatever. I'm gonna take it away because I'm gonna delete that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm done with them. I'm not gonna give them an audience. Fuck them.
But like I said, I mean,
But until then, fuck them.
One, you've got the revenue. One, you've got the revenue. Two, you've got. I mean, if your view count, what's the current subscriber count to Facebook, Jeremy? You can pull that up pretty quick.
Oh, let me look.
I mean, let's say it's 5 million, right?
2.7 billion monthly active users.
2.7 billion with a freaking B. Monthly active users. Let's just say they got rid of 1 million of us. 1 million
So
of us.
0.1.
So 0.1 of that, how much money do you think they would have lost?
Well, if they've got that many, you know what though? You start talking those kind of numbers. That's
let's not forget.
You know, that's if they're losing that much, if you take 1 million subscribers off every day, that's 365 million views in a year. That's a lot. That's gonna add up.
Yeah.
It add up.
That kind of revenue will add up.
Let's not forget.
They ain't gonna go broke.
2.6 billion? You said 2.6, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 2.6 billion. How many people do we know have multiple accounts?
Oh yeah. Well, even
3 or 4.
Even if it
So
got,
I'm still venturing to guess maybe 1.6 billion.
Oh God, yeah. I mean,
So-
they would still. Well, around the world,
Facebook.
that's the thing. At this point, because they're so global,
Yes.
even if the United States stopped being on Facebook, they still wouldn't go broke.
Right.
So Facebook has 2.7 billion monthly active users and increases by 12% every year. At least 12% every year. Facebook reaches almost 60% of the world's social networking population. Meanwhile, they're the third most visited website, only outranked by Google and YouTube. Facebook is the second most downloaded app. Says 17 years
Compared to
old.
what? What's the most downloaded app?
Yeah. Pornhub?
There's no
Oh.
doubt.
That's a website.
Hold on a second.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So the most downloaded app, God, I don't even want to admit this, is TikTok.
Wow.
God, there's a lot of dumb people on this
That's
planet.
it. Shows up. Oh shit. Of course it is.
Well, I saw a guy talking about MeWe the other day.
How's you because you use it probably you use it. I know you don't use it, but you use it more than out of the three of us. I mean, is there a lot of the same kind of thing that happens on there as far as people being kicked off?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The conservative, they kind of build themselves little niches. Farm talk. So like
Fuck.
I see farm talk. I see conservative talk. I see a little bit of liberal talk. And that's only because I'll say something in one of their videos or I'll watch one of their videos just to kind of get the context of how stupid their shit really is. But if you use TikTok and you haven't done this yet, go to your page, your little profile, and click on your following and just search for Tick space talk. TIC or TIK space TOK. And every one of them that just has a silhouette picture and says TikTok underneath it or TikToker underneath it,
Yeah.
those have all been banned.
Oh, okay.
So 2 weeks ago, I went on mine and looked that up, and I deleted 175 follows, people that I had followed. 175.
Wow.
3 days later, I did it again and deleted another 115. 3 days later, we were sitting in Zone 1 at their meeting, and I was explaining it to Shay and a couple other people to do that. And I deleted another 30.
Damn.
2 days later, I did it again, and I deleted another 25, give or take. And I bet you if I went on it right now and did it, I'd probably delete 15 or 20.
Huh. So
TikTok,
all the social media.
TikTok seems to be more along the lines of follow the leader. So if Facebook and Twitter's banning the shit out of conservatives, so's TikTok.
Okay.
Well,
who owns TikTok?
As far as I know, wasn't it Walmart or something that bought it? Like Walmart?
They had to because they were going to ban TikTok actually here in the U.S. because of some weird.
The Chinese thing.
Yes, the Chinese thing, and then
That's
somebody
right.
like Walmart or somebody bought it. Here's a messed up percentage that I just found on Facebook. Only 8.9% of Facebook's audience is U.S.
But, dude, so what was it? Telegram. It was either Telegram or Signal. Telegram. So we know about the Telegram app, right?
Yep.
Well, do you know what's really funny about it? If you watch some YouTube videos about Telegram or things you can do with Telegram, you come to realize that the rest of the world does a lot of shit we don't even know about here in the U.S.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, I'm telling you, if you really want to see how sheltered we are in this country, start looking things up.
Well, there's even some funky stuff on YouTube.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Some foreign YouTube channels.
But I'm not talking about funky weird stuff. I'm talking about apps that like the rest of the world has been using Telegram for a long time, and we all just kind of picked up on it because everybody here has been cradled with iMessage or the Messenger app on Android. These people, outside of the country, they don't have all those fucking built-in apps, so they have open source built apps.
Yep.
Interesting. Huh. All right then.
Oh goodness.
Well, there's everybody's social media,
Social media information.
101 for a minute.
So yeah, I just
Calm before the storm.
Yeah.
right. And so I thought about starting a betting pool about how long before we all get disabled again.
What's the over and under?
For me, it's not going to be any. Cause
I was gonna say less than 30 days.
I'm taking the under.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm taking the under.
Yeah.
Only because, well, it kind of ties into the thing I was just talking to you about a little bit, Jeremy, before we started, about, it's, they use a perception of, the wording, listing us as anti-government years ago.
Yes.
Simply because we were at a rally. We weren't even speakers at said rally. We weren't participating in any, as far as...
Were we even at particular rally armored up like
Nope.
No.
most militias?
Nope.
No, but
No,
I do kind of, after going through said website that has listed us, and for most people on here, they already know the anti-poverty law website has listed us as anti-government.
Anti-poverty, Southern poverty
Poverty law, whatever, anti-Southern poverty, whatever.
But yeah, it doesn't.
That's how much they're important to me.
Useless.
Right.
Their name is useless. Doesn't matter.
Well, but that's the thing. I've seen you say that in our private chats. I've seen that come across a couple of times, and yes, to us they're useless. To who was it? The FBI?
The Obama administration is who made them their, like, you're our go-to when it comes to...
Yes, but...
That's what I'm saying.
But, no. But, 2 years into his second term, the federal government dropped them as a source
because of their biased.
They're biased, yes, because of their bias.
So, and that's the thing that, like, I'd really like to know what made them base us as an anti-government group.
So this is simple, because and if you go through their stuff enough and read it, to be anti-government, you simply have to, if you speak out against the current government, and don't get this twisted either, it's left and right. The new Black Panthers were during Trump's administration were added to the list because they spoke out against Trump. So literally, anti-government in their definition is anyone who speaks out against the government. Perfect example, if Jacob and I were talking about this, I think yesterday. The Constitutional Party in Ohio
is 2 pages above us, or two categories above us.
Anti-government, because I guess they speak out against the government, but a constitutional, much like us, just being a constitutional group, and we don't necessarily, bow to the whim of the current administration, whether it be the current or the last or the one before that. If you simply speak out, you're anti-government. That makes you anti-government. So even if you are anti-bad government, apparently, that's enough to get you on the list of being anti-government. Because it's not just militias. Everybody thinks, it's militias, and it's not. If you go through there,
if you read the article that we're referencing, if you read the article we're referencing, that's the tag.
Agreed.
We, the Heartland, got lumped in with the Ohio militias.
Right.
So the problem that I have from that is that's optics.
Well, so
how many people is going to see that name, see us at a gun show, see us at an event, and go, oh my God, those are those bad people from the newspaper.
Well, but do they? So, and that's the question. And I had a long talk with that reporter, and it was I understood to some degree his perception of it, and he listened to what I had to say. He was very, he understood and got how I viewed it as well, and from his point of view, he was like, I could see, I have a Sons of Liberty flag on as my post on, as my profile pic, and that you could say, yes, that is a symbol of revolution. So is a symbol of revolution make you anti-government? I guess
apparently.
According to actually, I found their anti-government page, and it says generally anti-government groups define themselves as opposed to the New World Order, engaging in groundless conspiracy theorizing, or advocate or adhere to extreme anti-government doctrines. Anti-government groups do not necessarily advocate or engage in violence or other criminal activities, though some have. Many warn of impending government violence or the need to prepare for coming revolution. Many anti-government groups are not racist. Need to prepare for coming revolution.
Well, you know what? Hey, it's good to know that they know we're not racist. I feel better now knowing that we're not racist. I feel better now, fuckers.
Right. So
would the Southern Poverty Law Center then label every single person that was aired on Doomsday Preppers as anti-government?
Probably, correct. Yeah. Conspiracy, yes, yeah, and that's why. I mean, you're talking about, if we are in the paint section right now, rather than you would think an organization who is trying to weed out bad, the bad in the country, you think they would use probably a paintbrush, a small, almost like a detail brush when they were singling these groups out. Oh no, they went right to the 24 fucking inch roller.
Right.
There you go. You guys are all
here's the thing, though.
Anti-government.
So when they talk, so a lot of this anti-government stuff, I see them as I'm scrolling through what they're talking about. They're saying a lot of anti-government side with the theories of Alex Jones, and a bunch of stuff that goes on.
I find them amusing. I wouldn't say I agree with them.
Right. But then they also talk about how Antifa has stirred up the anti-government movement. But isn't Antifa anti-government? They don't like the police.
I don't know
They're
right
anarchists. They're anarchists.
Correct.
They're not anti-anything. They're just anti-everything.
Well,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, so
But
we
why
should
are they
just
not
hate
listed
everyone.
on any of these lists? I mean, you
So
go
wait a
through
minute,
every
wait a minute,
state.
Because it's an idea, man. Because
Wait a minute.
Antifa is
If
an
I call the Southern
idea.
Poverty, if I call Southern Poverty Law then, and say no, we hate everyone, does that mean we're off the list?
No, because then we get listed as a hate group.
Damn.
Antifa is an idea. It's not an organization.
Oh, that's right. It's not an organization.
Well,
That's
It's
why
an
they can't
organization.
list it.
Is that what Antifa says, or is that's a nom?
Oh yeah. Oh, I have seen that. I have actually. Yes. Oh God, I don't know where.
Because a non
They
was
were-
you can't kill an idea.
Yeah, it is an idea. Well, and here's the problem with Southern Poverty Law. Southern Poverty Law is like the ACLU. They're very similar. And the Southern Poverty Law has been around since the 70s. And they were involved with a lot of the Vietnam War stuff. And so when they started as an organization, they started out as really trying to do something good, much like the ACLU. If you go back and see the history of the ACLU in the very beginning, they had good ideas and they did great work at the time, mostly during the civil rights movement. That's when most of these groups started, of course. But the problem is, I think, much like everything else in Washington, as the money flowed in, so did the crap.
Right.
Because if you call Southern Poverty Law, like I have now probably about 3 times, the first 2 phone exchanges you get through, press blah to blah, the first one is, if you would like to donate, press here. And then they go through about 3 or 4. Oh, and if you would like to donate, press this. So then you press yours, the option you want. Oh, for the offices of blah, blah, blah. And if you would like to donate, oh, and blah, blah, blah's office. Oh, and if you would like to donate.
Doesn't that sound awfully similar to what's that organization? Well, they're moving to Texas.
Oh, NRA?
They're supposed to advocate for everybody's Second Amendment right.
Yeah, give us money.
Oh, yeah, the NRA, right?
But let's be honest, isn't that what's happened? And that's what happened to the ACLU. It's the same thing. It's like everything that hits DC, because originally, Southern Poverty Law, obviously by their name, they started out in the South. That's where still most of their offices are. But man, the minute they moved an office into DC and the political money started flowing in, bam. Now they're just like any other, garbage organization, just like ACLU. The ACLU now promotes those sick bastards that think, child love is cool.
No. Yeah.
So it's just like anything else that hits Washington. The minute the money flows in, it goes to Fakach. But the problem is that, most of us, you and I, the 3 of us especially, if we see something, we'll go research it and dig to the truth. And we would find this on Southern Poverty Law and read it and be like, oh,
Right.
okay, this is kind of garbage. But the average Joe, they're going to see that article and be like, oh, well, fuck it, it's in print. They must be anti-government.
But I love how they put us on that list the day we were at that event at Moore back in 2018.
Right.
Like the day we were there, we saw our name on the news in D.C. that the Southern Poverty Law had listed. These groups were here, and and this is an anti-government group, and we're like, what?
And how do you do that? And this is where I did talk to when I told the reporter, I'm like, listen, we're easy to find, because he's watched several of our shows. I'm like,
interesting.
Yeah, if I'm like,
well, okay then.
Yeah, if you want to talk to us, you want to know what we're about, and you're going to include us in an article. And I said, I realize it's just a JPEG with our name on it. I'm like, but we all live and work in Ohio, and there's some people it could affect them. It doesn't affect me. I don't give a fuck about that part, only because people that know me. The people I work for, I've known. The only guy that's been at my work longer is the owner. He's been there 35 years. I've been there 28. So he knows me. He sees someone calls him and says, "Oh, hey, I know your guy works. They're in this group." Yeah, you know what? I tell half my customers about it. I wear my damn, Heartland shirt to half my jobs.
Right.
So I'm not hiding it. I don't care. Say what you want. Because quite frankly, the owner of our store feels the same way. So F off.
See, and you're lucky in that aspect, because I hope I find employment that thinks the same way, because as of right now, luckily my name with the group isn't spelled the same way my name is legally. And so that way, now you go ahead, you search me on heartlanddefenders.com, you'll find my name there. You can search me on the internet, you'll find the wrong Facebook page, and you're good.
Right. Yeah, and
they're not. You're good. They're not.
Well, I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're good. They'll find something and think, "Oh, this is some little crap they found about me." Instead, I'm on to whatever's going on. But there's people out there you can't do that with.
Right. No, agreed. And I don't, I just don't, and I don't know. It's so hard because, I mean, if that's all it takes to make you anti-government is to speak out, then you obviously know nothing about the Constitution, because it is your constitutional right. If you don't feel the government, and I'm not talking about, well, Trump didn't win, so no, that's not the same thing. If you feel that the system and your representatives are no longer representing you, you have the constitutional right to speak out against that. Right. It's in the Constitution.
Right.
But
that can't make you anti-government.
The Southern Poverty Law Center said you can't speak out against the government.
Well, they've never read the Constitution then.
But
hey,
they
you know what?
wrote it down.
You said that, because guess what? I've been sending out free constitutions. I'm sending the Southern Poverty Law Constitution.
Oh boy, with our sticker on it, right?
Heartland Defenders.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, I got 535 envelopes already put together.
Nice.
I haven't bought the stamps yet, because it's 70 cents a freaking stamp to send one of those, but
Woo!
I'm working on it.
Yeah. And then how much is each label?
Labels are free. I make the labels.
Ah, okay.
But I mean, it's, I get people's frustration that, well, yeah, that's not good that we're on that list. No, it's not good that we're on their list. But if their only criteria is speaking out against the government, well, then, yeah, we're going to be on that list, because we do speak out. And we don't speak out against, I mean, you can find shows, well, I don't know, maybe they're probably on Facebook, but you found us, saying shit about Trump too.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like we're rah-rah Trump. When he's done shit we don't like, we've spoken out against it.
Right.
Do we get semi-political? Yeah. Do we probably mostly lean towards conservative views? Yeah. But the three of us on here all have some liberal views as well.
Right.
So, because every now and then we speak out, that makes us anti-government? I mean, what kind of bullshit is that?
Right.
And anybody, anybody who's come to a gun show and talked to us
Well,
would know better.
And yes, in any group like ours, whether it be any of the militia groups or whatever, no matter how hard they try to be whatever they are, you're always going to have a few people or an idea in a group from somebody personally that they agree with Alex Jones, or they follow certain people religiously and realize that it's...
Hold on. Are you saying right now, are you right this minute saying that people have their own free will and can think for their damn self?
You're not allowed to do it no more. You're not allowed to do it.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you're allowed.
That's not what he's saying? Oh,
I'm pretty sure there's an executive order against that at this point.
You're not allowed to unless you agree with the people that hold the button.
Order against us going online. Shit. That's what happened.
Wait for it.
No, that's what happened. He was signing blank checks, and then bastards wrote in there, kick everybody off Facebook. So Facebook did it, and then they went, oh shit, what the fuck, and turned everybody back on.
I have to. Did anybody, I mean, poor Joe, man. That guy is so lost. Did anybody watch him steal a pen?
When did he steal a pen?
Signings?
Dude, yeah. So he's doing signing one of the. I mean, I know he's been on nothing but sat at that desk and sign executive orders. Dude, it's like he's like trying to slyly pull a pen off and slide it into his coat jacket, and then obviously somewhere, and he opens up. He realizes he doesn't have a pocket in his coat jacket, and he just reaches over and puts it in his pocket. And I'm like, dude, they're your pens, man. You don't have to steal them, dude.
Right.
I'm like, he just looks so lost. I'm like, dude.
So, how many have seen the Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan meme with him and what's her face?
Oh, it's so coming because he is so lost. I mean, that boy is.
That's the Deadpool
you can't. I'm telling you right now, Kamala Harris. It's 30 degrees out in D.C. tonight. She is out there watering the steps, the concrete steps.
Hoping he falls, breaks a hip.
Oh, she's waiting for it, or she's gonna push him through the door. I mean, because he's so lost.
But the thing is, man, like I'm telling you, he may be lost, but damn, dude, he's a fucking puppet. Here, I mean, you saw a fucking stack. He's just. I mean, there's a video I seen where they're like, listen closely and really faintly. It sounds like you can hear him say, "I don't know what I'm signing," and you hear somebody off camera go, "Just sign it anyway." What the fuck?
Oh, dude. Oh yeah. Oh no, that wasn't Donna. It wasn't a meme. It was an actual video. The video's out there. It's a video.
There is a video of him doing the sign. Oh God.
It's bad.
If Donna's asking that, no, there's videos out there right now where people are taking snapshots of it with him signing and putting different filters on it, saying, look, the page is blank. Like he was signing just blank sheets of paper.
He is he doesn't, I don't even know if he knows he's in the White House. I really don't. I mean, at this point, it's like, it's so sad. I mean, I do. And, Donna's like, poor Joe. Yeah, there's times when I watch him, I almost feel bad. I mean, the dude isn't there. I mean, much like his, holy crap, have you watched his press secretary?
Oh, she just blankly stares and then just.
Oh, no, now everything's circle back. We'll circle back to that. Oh, you know what? That is a great question. We'll circle back. Oh,
you know what?
We'll circle back to that. I'm like, oh my God, woman.
Did you see the one that I shared? I mean, it's total conspiracy corner, but if it's true, holy fuck, Hunter Biden is the head of the DEA?
Yeah.
Very true, Mike.
So here's something funny. Go on Google, type in Joe Biden steals pen video. It doesn't come up.
Aww.
They keep it from coming up on on Google.
Aww. I'll find it. It's pretty. Yeah. I'm telling you, because like I said, at some point, dude, he must have reached in his pocket, his jacket pocket, like 6 times. And then he finally just pulls the jacket out and he's feeling with his finger. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this is the president. I'm like, holy shit, somebody stop him. Turn the camera off. I'm like, and you thought the Don was embarrassing? Holy hell.
Wow.
I'm like, whatever. But yeah, but I mean, back to, let me circle back on you.
Okay.
But really, like Mike said, our First Amendment rights give us the right to speak out against the government. And again, we're not talking, if all we did was bitch about conspiracies, about why Trump didn't get elected, and that's, it's all bullshit, but then, okay, fine. You know what? You want to give us the anti-government? I get it, because at that point, we're just being douchebags. And if you're a douchebag about it, I can see you being on the list. But the fact that you show up at a First Amendment rally, which I would say is the vast majority, was it conservative leaning at more? Of course it was.
Right.
But it was still a First Amendment. People are up there giving their points of view of worldviews going on in the country today. How does that make you anti-government?
Right.
That makes that I just don't get that.
I mean, we did have quite a few people there. Did somebody talk to somebody that maybe we hoped that they didn't talk to because their views are a little more?
Nope. However, again, like I pointed out, if you go on several of Southern Poverty's Law, they can literally, again, add you to the list if they go to a member of the group. They will put you on the list.
So basically, if a member's crazy and you haven't weeded them out yet,
you are guilty by association.
Yeah.
The entire group. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Again, like I said, they're using a 24-inch roller.
Right.
It's like, well, if you're going to speak out against a group, either how many of our cards and our flyers and our postcard, how many of those are out there? We ain't hard to find.
No. And we even tell you on here every week, if you're watching this show and when you were watching it on Facebook, we give you how to contact us. You can contact us through our website. You can find us on Facebook. For now.
Yeah. Well, you want to ask us about who we are? Dude, just like this reporter. I told him, I'm like, dude, I'm going down to the Zone 2 meeting. I'm like, that's in Dayton, dude. You don't even have to drive to Geauga County. No. I'm going to come to Dayton. You want to come hang out and see who we are? You're more than welcome. Come see us.
Right.
And we say that we're not hiding. And, and he brought up a little bit of that about, well, how do you feel about, these other groups that are, all they talk about is stacking bodies and this. And I'm like, well, then they obviously haven't read the Constitution either, because if that's their only solution, then they haven't tried the other things.
Right.
And they're not constitutional. So, and he tried, he threw a lot of things at me about things like that. And I think I surprised him a little bit because I was just like I've been with Reuters and other things. And I know I've gotten blowback for it. I'm very honest with him. No, if there's a group doing something stupid, I'll tell. Just like he asked me about how I felt about the thing in the Capitol. I said, well, it depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about, if the FBI wants me to turn in just somebody that I knew was in D.C. that day, they can go fuck themselves.
Right.
Now, if they think I know the guy who took the fire extinguisher and bashed the cop in the head, hey, guess what? He would already be bound, gagged, and hogtied in front of a police station by now.
Right.
No one in our group would have put up with something like that. I'm like, so no. I'm like, I said you're using kind of a broad brush again. Do I think people had the right to be in D.C. on the 6th? Well, of course. It's our constitutional right to be in DC and,
Well,
and
have you started seeing the post where people that were just in DC on the 6th period, just in DC on the 6th, are being detained and stopped from doing
they're pinging them. If their phone pinged in DC near the Capitol that day, they're being questioned. That's bullshit. That's tyranny.
That would be the Patriot Act.
Well, that and a few other things, which is one of the reasons why certain people aren't allowed to live in the country anymore, and are supposedly treasonous, because they let us know they can do that before they let us know they could do that, the government, and so
and that's go ahead.
But with them telling us that they could do that before they told us they could do that, do you think that opened this can of worms a lot earlier?
Oh yeah, it did. You know it did.
Probably.
You know if they could have kept it quiet of us, it still being. Hold on, where's my tinfoil hat? Where'd it go? There it is. So if they could have kept it quiet, that our TVs, and some TVs have cameras in them now. Are they watching you through your phone? Are they tracking you through your phone? Of course they are. They are completely.
I can't figure out how they haven't been arrested yet.
Well, here's why.
Because you haven't said anything really dumb in front of your phone.
We're stepping into conspiracy. We're stepping into tinfoil.
That's
Jeremy,
the thing,
the video popped up there.
That's the thing, though. It was tinfoil 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Now, the fact that they track you on a daily basis is an accepted and okay thing to most people. I mean, some of these guys down here are going to be like, hell no.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't care how bad you think you are. There's no getting away from it. I watched a conversation the other day that we should all just do this and we should do that and we should do this, and it's like, still doesn't matter. It still doesn't matter because more people are on VoIP phone systems, which tracks you just like Facebook tracks you.
Well, even just carrying your cell phone. If you have Google activated on your cell phone, if you did not physically go in and tell it not to track you on a daily basis, you can log into your Google account on your computer, not on your phone because it won't show you on your phone, but on your computer, you can see the route you drove yesterday without using maps.
Well, as long as your phone is keeping time, you're being tracked.
Yep.
It's not a watch. It's getting it from a satellite.
I can tell you right now, even if you go into your settings and turn off Google Tracker,
everything,
turn off Google Follow Me for the day. It's been proven that it follows you and tracks you twice as much with it off.
Well, there are ways to actually remove Google stuff from your phone. It's very hard. And you have to add stuff to your phone to make it still work correctly to make phone calls and text messages. But for the most part, Google can track you as long as there's anything from Google, any other software on your phone. They can still track your thing unless you completely remove Google off your phone. There's a few videos of guys making non-Google phones out of phones.
Yeah. Well, and I would think, think about, and I always thought this, and maybe you guys can, confirm or deny, and I never really looked into it a lot, but to me, the reason they put more and more cell towers up wasn't to improve your service, because my service, I've been in an area where I lived and my service was great, and they still built 3 other towers within, miles. It's so they can use 3 of them to figure out where the fuck you are. Mm-hmm. The more towers are up, the more precise they can find you.
Yeah. Now you're kind of getting into the 5G cause
a little bit. Now I know why we're on the list. That's a conspiracy.
Yeah. Oh boy.
You're a conspiracy theorist. No.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that thought process, but at the same time, I know that.
I'm sure there's more users and stuff, and
it's more along the lines of a user count and how much the cans can carry.
It doesn't hurt them, right?
No, it's the same. For me, the idea of the number of towers, the 5G, the this is the that, there's more planes in the sky. There's this, whatever. It's the same concept to me as companies putting GPS in their company vehicles. When they do it, they tell the employees, the day before they add the GPS to it, they'll tell the employees, and it's for your safety. If you don't come back to the shop or you don't get home, we can pull up the GPS, know where you're at, and come to you, right? That's what they tell them. But then, like, the first couple of days, you come to find out what the real reason was. You weren't where you were supposed to be. You didn't stay here long enough. You were idling.
Why were you doing 65 and a 50?
Yeah, why were you doing 70 and a 60? So you find out that they'll tell you this is why. So, cell towers. Oh, we're putting these up to increase the network reliabilities and blah, blah, blah. But in reality, the same thing.
Probably something else.
The same thing with Apple. I saw something where Apple did a forced update or something like that after the log out shit happened with Facebook, and now all of a sudden there's this big tracking thing on the screen, right? So, is that for your safety?
Oh, speaking of conspiracies.
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. All right. So, I'm trying to figure out. So in my area, not close to me, but not real close to me, I'm seeing, and anybody that's listening, watching, maybe you can tell me. So, I am seeing these. Then they put it. They were, and it was weird because they were service trucks with no markings, nothing on them. Okay. And
service as in bucket or service as in
bucket trucks, like okay. almost like telecommunications vehicles.
Okay.
All right. So I saw them all over in a certain area, and I've seen them now pop up in a few other. Next to stop signs, there is they put up a second pole, and there is a little almost like you see sometimes at it's a box about yay big, has a red dot, and it looks like a giant sensor. And all of a sudden they are all over by these. And now, you know what? Before next show, I'll get a picture and send it to you, Jeremy, so you can put it up.
Okay.
It's weird, dude. They're weird. I'm like, and they don't.
First thing I'm thinking, you live out in a rural area, it's probably somebody going, too many people getting through these stop signs without stopping, so they're putting stoplight cameras or something.
Yeah, but you know what though? Where they're at, I mean, like some of the roads that they're on, there's not even enough traffic where they would even get enough money to put back in their till that it'd be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, like.
There's a small town. There's a small town on the edge of Columbus. It's not been subsidized into Columbus or whatever that.
Hey, Lucchini, not to interrupt, Lucchini, if your phone's still keeping time, you didn't disable anything. Just saying.
True story. Still connected to the net.
You think you're disabled. That's what they want you to believe.
I turned it all off.
Right.
Just tracking you harder, bud.
So, yeah, they're tracking.
Real quick.
It's not that it's harder for them. They're just tracking you more.
So I know we've only got 7 minutes left.
Okay. Where are we going?
I want to ask, and I know your guys' opinion on this already. We've sat around the fire many times or around a dinner table or lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
$15
an hour minimum wage.
It's gonna fucking kill us, dude.
Well, so here's my thing. Anytime they've ever raised minimum wage, has there ever been anything in place to fix anybody else's? So if you're making more than minimum wage, and they change minimum wage, and you're still making more than the minimum wage gets bumped up to, say you make $20 an hour,
right?
They take federal minimum wage from $7.25 to $15 an hour. Are they going to bump everybody that's above $15 an hour, $7.75 an hour, to compensate for because you're now putting people that make $15-16 an hour right at the minimum wage line. Now you've put them in poverty, because once you jump to minimum wage to $15 an hour, do you think milk's only going to be $4 or $5 a gallon? Do you think eggs are only going to still be $1 or $2 a dozen?
Well, I heard,
no.
When I said it's going to kill it, when I said it's going to kill us, I heard Cosper say no, it won't. So
yeah. So here's the only reason why. Did you read his executive order on that?
No, I didn't read it yet. All I've been seeing is the $15 an hour.
Okay. Oh, this is great. This is awesome. You're going to love this.
Uh-oh.
So he has done an executive order. He's kept his promise. He has raised the minimum wage to $15. You know who it affects?
Who?
Federal employees only.
What the really?
Federal employees only. That is the direct wording from his executive order.
Well, great.
15 minimum wage, federal employees only.
So okay, so here, let's just so this is going to be a test to see what happens at $15 an hour in major cities like DC, where there's a big large population of federal employees.
Why do you think he's proposing also a 52% income tax?
Whew.
Why do you think what's his name, Buddha Judge, whatever, is federal fuel tax?
Well, right.
Increase on the federal fuel tax.
So, but here's my question, though.
It costs a lot to be a liberal Democrat.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's going to be the beta. You're right. I think it's going to be the beta test, and they're going to figure out how much it's going to cost the American people, because that's, obviously we're going to be the ones paying for it.
But here's the thing, though. So you raise a certain amount, a large portion of the population. Say, let's use DC as an example. There's a large amount of federal employees in DC.
I agree. And
Virginia, surrounding area. Hence why Northern Virginia, living in there is stupid, because $300,000 for a very small duplex. So say, okay, you raise their $15 an hour, so it affects the majority of the area. What about the people that aren't federal employees? So now prices are going to go up in things because
no. The logistical reason why the prices are going to go up is if a small business, small mom and pop shop, basically any business now has to pay everybody a minimum of $15 an hour. So one, they're going to probably cut their staffing down to reduce
if
that.
If it goes beyond the federal employees, of course.
Right. But Jeremy's line of thinking is the federal $15 an hour minimum wage being a litmus test. It's not going to affect the businesses.
Well, it will because of the income tax. So if you raise the income tax to 50% to pay for the $15 an hour of the people in the area that are federal government, you've now cut another almost 20% out of somebody's income. Oh, yeah. So now they're actually making less an hour to bring home to be able to pay for the milk, pay for everything else. So they're going to have to cut their employees. People are going to have
either
to quit.
Cut employees, or they're going to have to raise. They're going to have to raise the
prices.
And again, if you have whatever 50 federal jobs cleaning toilets, and they can go work at $15 an hour, what are the chances you're going to be able to hire a kid at $8.25
or $7.25, which is what it is right now,
or whatever? Yeah, I mean, it will affect other businesses.
Let's close this out. I got a lot of stuff I got to finish doing tonight. let's
close it out.
You ready? I think I remember. Cosper, would you say 4 years, 5 years? How long have we known each other? How long have we been doing this together? Not the live stream, but all this. 5 years?
5. Yeah.
Almost 5? Okay. So I think for probably pretty close to 5 years, I'm pretty sure I can effectively say that all three of us can probably say I told you so. I mean, we're literally watching everything we've said for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Except you just circle back. It's exactly what Jeremy said. Oh, I'm going to use it. Trust me. When you see the video, you'll know why.
Circle back.
Yeah. But again, like he said, 5 years ago, even 5 years ago, this was all conspiracy.
Yeah.
Huh?
This was all conspiracy talk. You're
But
crazy.
it's the short term memory of the American people. They are, and when I say that, I don't mean Antifa. I don't mean the NPCs where it's $5,000 a round. Abortion is okay, but death penalty is wrong. I'm not talking these people. I'm talking mom and pop just living their life in suburbia watching CNN. This is totally fine. This is it's
Because
the
they're being-
progression of America. Like,
Because they're being told, and they're trusting by the source they're being told the information from. They're trusting that instead of going out and doing their own research, which is what we talk about all the time on this show. Do not trust. Don't even, if you hear something from us, go look it up yourselves. We tell you that. Do it when
God,
the
don't
news
trust
tells
me
you
for
things.
shit. Go
Do it when the
read-
news tells you, because
go
the
read
news.
something.
All news companies have some kind of agenda. They're being fed some agenda they want you to see in a certain light, in a certain way. The only way you're going to see it in the whole light and mostly the whole story is by going and researching it yourself and finding the real answers. Just like, how, we were talking about the federal minimum wage. If it's only federal employees, it still affects everybody because of the income tax being raised. And it'll still affect everybody that way. Go look it up. I mean, that's the only way. I didn't even know it was only going to be federal employees. So, I learned something new today, and I'm going to definitely go look that up here in a little while.
Well, here's one you should look up too. Is his repeal of Trump tax cuts, and the fact that it's all over media that it's only going to affect the people that make 400,000 or more. It affects every goddamn body.
Well, right, and that's you'll see your paycheck get a little lower because of it when it goes into effect.
Well, you see your paycheck get a lot lower if they're going to tax us at 52%. Plus, they're going to take more just because they repeal the tax cuts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shit.
And corporate when corporate taxes go up, that takes away from people's bonuses, because if your bonus is based on the company's bottom line, and now that money isn't there.
Do you all remember? Do you all remember the 8 years before the last 4 years?
Yeah.
Where companies barely hired anybody, and bonuses were like pennies on the dollar.
Hey, you want to confirm that? If you know anybody who works for Lincoln Electric, ask them.
Oh yeah.
Well,
ask them.
Here's a good ender. Let's take it from the press secretary. If you want to know what the next 4 years at minimum is going to be like, take a look. Circle on back to 4 years ago, and the 8 years of that. That's what the next 4 years are going to be.
I'm afraid it might be.
Well, and I think it's going to come twice as quick because they already know how to fucking do it.
Well, and you already see he's steamrolling it by just signing. Yep. So that's all they're doing is expressing everything that they want to try to do already. But on that, it is 3 after.
All right.
I figured I'd bring that up and we get on out of here. You guys, thank you for watching. Who stayed and watched, and that watch us every week. We have passed. Look, like, share, subscribe, share us to your friends. Obviously it's getting harder and harder to push your name out. If you have anything about thinking for yourself on your page, think for yourself, go do the research. If you have questions about us, we're here to talk about it. We're definitely here to talk about it.
Come find us.
Again, thank you everybody for watching. Me. Thank you too for your time on this wonderful, Tuesday night. And again, you guys be safe. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Later.